If you're looking to take your plumbing business to the next level, in this video, I'm going to give you a complete marketing plan to help you scale your business. My name's Silversher. I actually was recently featured on the Jobber podcast. This was one of the episodes, new leads, more customers, high rankings, optimizing your website for conversions. We work with home service businesses. We actually helped a home service business go from 3 to 8 million. They were HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and sell to private equity. And a lot of the strategies we're going to talk about today, we've implemented with home service businesses all across the country and even in Canada. And so let's get right into this. This is our business. We help local service businesses increase sales, keep their schedules full. So the first thing when it comes to a plumbing business that I would recommend is go to Google, type in plumbing, and then put your target service area. You could put the city and the state. I just did this as an example to pull this up. So there are usually 4 parts to Google search engine results pages. We're going to go through these things. The reason that I like to start with Google is because 90% of people say that they go to Google and ask Google, who should I work with? So it's very important to lay the foundation from a digital perspective, from a marketing plan of these pillar places on Google. So the number one place that you could be shown on Google is what's called Google local service ads. And if you see plumbing, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there's Lawrence and there's Mark Allen. And these companies have 500 and 800 reviews. So when you do the search for your area, you want to see how many reviews these top people have. The reason that this is so important is because these are called pay per lead. It's a pay per lead model, Google local service ads. What that means is someone clicks this button right here to call, that's when they're charged. And it's not a pay per click, which is historically how Google search ads are. So you could set Google local service ads up and be the number one person in your area right here, literally, and not have to pay a dime unless someone clicks this button. How much does a lead cost right here? There's a calculator. I'll put the link down below. In this zip code for a plumbing lead, it's $20 to $30. So what that means is if someone clicks this button right here, this company's paying $20 to $30. As a plumber, I would take this all day long. Now, the big catch to this is, let's say that you're starting out, or let's say you don't have 570 Google reviews. Let's say you have 50 Google reviews. Well, you're not going to be shown here because Google only makes money when someone clicks this button. So Google wants to show the best company to them, which they evaluate it by number of Google reviews. So you could set up Google reviews and never be shown here if you don't have enough reviews. You could set up Google local service ads and never be shown here because you don't have enough reviews. So it's good if you have more reviews than the person that's being shown here, but it also is not a silver bullet that everyone's going to be shown if everyone sets this up. The next section to this that they're showing on here is the Google Business Profile section. And very similar, reviews are a heavy part of your ranking. The other important part is that if you're not located specifically in Pittsburgh, for this example, it might be hard to be shown for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because the biggest factor that Google takes into consideration is location on this section. So it's not going to pull in someone, let's say, that's in this area out here called Plum or New Kensington or Freeport, because it wants the best people that are literally located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So you have to have a Google Business Profile or an address in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So some of the parts that go into this are, your Google reviews, again, also your name, address, and phone number matching across all the different citations across the internet. There's also some other things. For example, plumber, let's say that you had a different main category that you selected that wasn't plumber. And the way you do this, you can just go to your Google Business Profile and see the main category that you have selected. If you don't have plumber selected, well, that's not good because you need to have plumber here. If you had HVAC or something else, it's going to be hard to be shown if your main category is not correct. And then the next part down here, and this is your website, and that's the next section that we're going to get into, is actual SEO. How do you set your website up for lead conversions, for people actually coming to your website that are localized? So let's just take a look at some of these websites. So these are called title tags and meta descriptions. So if you notice here, this title tag is Greater Pittsburgh Plumbing, meta description, blah, 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 Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. So the reason I'm pointing these out is because on your website, you want to make sure that your title tag, this section, and your meta description have the service that you offer, plumbing, and also the location that you're located at, which is Pittsburgh or wherever your main city is. So let's go here and take a look at a website. And I literally went here and I just pulled this one up. This is 412 Plumbing. It's the second one here. And I'll pull this one up too, just so you can see what a good example looks like. All right. So I haven't looked at this one, but I'll just show you. So looking at this, it doesn't look like anything amazing. Like, it doesn't jump off the screen like, oh my gosh, this is a crazy website. But what it is it's optimized for local SEO. And how do I know that? When I go here, you can see the title tag, as I just mentioned, was professional plumbing and HVAC services in Allegheny County. This is the county that they serve, where Pittsburgh's located. The meta description, blah, 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 Allegheny County. So it has the plumbers and Allegheny County. And then the H1 on here is not fully optimized because it doesn't have the actual city in here, but you get the gist. You need your website to be set up properly, so that way it's showing the geographical area. And it's okay to do that on your homepage, but ideally you want that across your site, because that's going to help Google know, okay, everything on the site is pushing towards this area. So let's take a look at this. These are called pillar pages. Plumbing repair services clients in Allegheny, Pennsylvania. Meta description, same thing, Allegheny. And then the H2 on here, plumbing repairs in Greater Pittsburgh. This ideally should be the H1, but you get the point. You want to have content on your website that's optimized. The three parts are your H1, meta description, and your title tag. Those are the three things. You want your service and also your target city in there. Now, just looking at this website, if you come to this website, things that I like about the website that are going to be optimized to convert into leads is a picture of the company with logos. People know what stock images look like. If you have a bunch of stock images, it doesn't build the same rapport that, like, wow, okay, this is a decent sized company. Also, they're all logoed. Clearly, they're professional. They all wear khakis. They can get their stuff together. It looks clean. The other thing is down here, you have a contact us button, which is really good. Easy for people to turn into a lead. And as you scroll down, they have a bright yellow schedule your appointment, which I really like this. And let's just see where this goes to. It goes to a basic contact form that you fill out. Cool. Pretty easy to go to your website to turn into a lead. Nothing too crazy about that. So if you're looking at your website, these are some of the things that you need to look at. Like, they have some stock photos here, not the end of the world, but when someone lands right on your site, they want those quick qualifiers on there. What we found is that 90% of people are going to Google to do their search. They're looking at reviews. They're reading about companies. When they go to your website, they're just trying to verify, like, does this look like a legit company? Literally this picture right here. Yes, this looks like a legit company. And how can I reach out to them? Oh, it's very easy. I can fill out this or this. Very simple, which is probably why they rank number one, because it's very easy to use. Let's look at another example here. This company, you can see, you come to the website. Okay, there's a phone number right here. Then on the first scroll, I love these. These are, we call them quick quotes, but contact us for a quick free quote. You basically put in your quick information, click submit, and then you turn into a lead. So again, you have a picture of the actual city that you service. I would ideally like to have maybe their truck right here with their logo on it, but at the end of the day, it's their local service, so people know, hey, they must serve Pittsburgh. And here you go, a nice truck and picture. This can't be a stock image because this is their logo. I think you get the point. So, one last thing about websites and conversions. On your mobile site, you want it to be very easy for people to convert. So you want to have your call now button here. You want to have, as they scroll down, a perfect, simple form right here that they can fill out. Just very, very easy. 50% of your website traffic is going to be on mobile. So that's why it's important to have this optimized when someone comes to your site. All right, let's look at holistically a good marketing plan. We talked about creating visibility for your business, doing SEO online, running some Google local service ads potentially. One thing I didn't touch on Google local service ads, let me hop back over there. So when we look at Google local service ads, this is very important. You can see this company says that they serve Pittsburgh, but let's say that, and all these companies, let's say that they serve Pittsburgh, but they also serve all these surrounding areas here, like New Kensington, Plum, Bethel Park, right? All these different other suburbs around. When we do a search for plumbing in Plum, Pennsylvania, I just picked this one. You can see that Lawrence, they are on both of the spots. This is very important because Google local service ads, it doesn't matter where you're located, it just matters where you serve, and you can be shown on both the spots, which is, again, why they're so great. But your Google business profiles are all going to be different because now it's pulling a whole different location of companies and you might not be shown here. Very important, again, because you can't change your address every single time, to be shown different places. And the last part to this is here is it's called creating service area pages. So when you look at, and I haven't looked at this company, but I'm just going to show you an example of this. Basically, you create service area pages of suburbs all around you. So this is a service area page. You can see restano.com/location/plum, and you would create a different page for all the different cities that you serve around you, which builds a web around your business. So let's look here, and I'll just show you the title tag is Plum. The meta description is Plum, PA, and the H1 is plum, H2 plumbing. So I think you get the gist. You make a page all about the different services and in that specific city, and you make this web around your business of all these different cities. That way you can rank organically. Your website can rank organically for different places. So we talked about organic SEO, running ads. Another one that's important is B2B relationships. Let's say that you only do plumbing, but people ask you if you do HVAC and electrical. You build a list of all the HVAC contractors and electricians in the area, and you build referral partnership with them. So you take them, you say, hey, I'm looking for a good plumber to partner with and refer business back and forth, and vice versa. They can refer you business as well. And you start to get referrals in. So that way you don't have to just rely on the Google gods, for example, to get leads. You now have referral partners out there. Maybe you give them a cut or something incentive back. It's a great way for them to do plumbing without actually having to have someone on staff and run a plumbing division. They can just outsource their plumbing to you and still make some money off of every single job that they sell. It's a really good way to look at a partnership relationship. We talked about conversions, like getting leads and then going through the funnel. Now, the last piece to this is retargeting. And this is a honey hole for every single plumbing company out there. And I literally just talked to one last week. They have 20,000 people that have either become a prospect or a customer that they've never reached out to before. We have a saying, you can't get lifetime value without a lifetime relationship. And that's why it's so important to do retargeting. What that means is all these people turn into a lead. Maybe you close them, maybe you don't, and they leak out into this big blue ocean honey hole of customers. You have a whole pile of people sitting here. If you don't have service contracts, or even if you do have service contracts, it's very important to do a monthly newsletter to these people to stay top of mind. What that looks like is, hey, winter's coming, your hose bib may freeze. Spring's coming, turn your water back on. The summer is here. Maybe you need a tankless water heater, or it's time to flush your water heater. You get the point. Every month you should have something that you should be talking about and cross-selling and bringing people back into your funnel here with retargeting. This is extremely important because this funnel right here, conversions, retargeting, if you can nail this piece, you can have a $1 million business, a $5 million business, a $20 million business just by doing this. And naturally, when you get reviews and you turn on your ads and your SEO, you're going to start putting fuel on the fire. And this is just going to continue to spin and spin and spin. Where a lot of people miss the mark is they're focused on this piece of just getting deals in and trying to sell them. And then they never do this piece here. So they're constantly fighting with Angie, Home Advisor, trying to do all this stuff out here, which is, I'm not saying is wrong, but when you don't have this piece over here on the backside, you're just spinning your wheels and just keep trying to put more into the bucket. Whereas it's this constant funnel right here that should be flowing. And that's why retargeting is so important. Staying top of mind with your customers, inviting them to come back in and be a customer again, and also to refer you business to other people. It's even easier too to close them because you know, like, and trust them. I'll give you one other example of how we can utilize this. Let's say that you need to fill your schedule for later this week or next week or even tomorrow for a specific area. Let's say a city. You can go to your CRM. You can pull all the people in, let's say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that you've ever serviced or come in contact with, and you could send them an email or a text message and say, hey, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh next week at one of your neighbor's house. And since I don't have to spend any money to get out there, I'm giving you a $25 voucher off any plumbing service that you need. Do you want me to stick one aside for you or schedule an appointment for you, however that sounds? And people will text you back, email you back for sure, because they already know, like, and trust you. They just need to be invited to be a customer again. That's just one example of a retargeting strategy for this. So overall, as you can see, marketing it is difficult in execution, but if we look at visibility, conversions, retargeting, it's pretty straightforward. We do free marketing audits. We do obviously marketing for home service businesses, but even if you're like, hey, I don't really know what to do or where I should start first, or maybe you have a unique thing, we do free marketing audits. So I'll put a link down below. We can set up a call, 30 minutes, hop on a call, go through your entire marketing stuff, whether we work together or not. We're all about, give the recipe, sell the cooking. If it makes sense to work together, great. If not, it's all good. Hopefully you have found value in this video. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.